when is an asset just ass?
Um, we're talking about houses specifically. An example of that being, somebody buys a pre-construction home and, they get close to the closing date and realize they're in a really tough financial position. Maybe they bought something they couldn't have afforded in the first place. It happens quite a bit. Or even a resale. Somebody buys it without having done their homework and due diligence, pre-approval type situation. They end up in a difficult situation where they can't close on the property, or at least not without having to, let's say, do private financing. When does it become ass is pretty much at the point where you realize you have to pull, not from your own money, but you have to pull from, let's say, credit cards or a personal line of credit, or you have to borrow money from family that's going to put you in financial distress because there's repayments with those. It could affect your credit. You're literally grasping here at threads to pull this purchase together. That sounds like a horrible situation. It sounds like something that is only going to put you in more financial distress, could affect both your health or relationships. And that's just the point where you just have to say, I'm willing to let it go. And most people won't do that. And the reason most people won't do that is because they'll talk to their lawyer, and this is not legal advice, promise you, but it's just an opinion. They'll talk to their lawyer, and their lawyer, who will give them legal advice, will say, do whatever you can to close. Because their lawyer, as a lawyer, is advising them the best course of action to avoid litigation, possible litigation. Litigation isn't a guarantee, but very possible if you're defaulting on a contract. That's just the nature of contract law. That, though, I understand why the lawyer's saying that. If the lawyer doesn't understand the financial side of things and how bad of a situation this is for the clients, you just have to let it go. And we see time after time again, people will not let it go.
Yeah. It's funny because you don't close and then you get potentially litigated, but you have nothing. So like what are they gonna get from you? Or you can't close because you have nothing. It's like it's not any better off or worse. You're in the same boat. But yeah, too often than not, lawyers do encourage that, and people do get scared, and so they, pull together from family, friends, credit cards, loans, whatever, to close, and they do. And then, a year later, they're just there's zero equity.